Hi, Shabazz.
Hi, long time.
Very long time indeed. And this is the first time I think we are talking to each other face to face, although we've connected with each other on
Exactly,
Clubhouse on numerous occasions, just audio.
exactly. And it's a better feeling.
To be
It's a
able to
better
see
feeling.
each other. Absolutely. So, Shabazz, this is Successful Communication Stories, episode 1. And I
So,
start with
so
you.
I'm the guest host. Guest, wow, that's a proud feeling for me. That's really proud feeling for me.
Thank you so much. And I am
Yeah.
happy to have you as my first guest. And you are someone I got to
So the
know,
question
not
pops up: why me? Why me? Why
yes, yes.
me
So
as
you're
that
not
kind of person?
somebody who I knew uh, from my childhood, or who I know personally. You're not someone like that. You're someone I got to know, professionally. I would say semi-professionally. So we met
Yeah,
on Clubhouse, doing what we know, uh, what we do best professionally. And
exactly.
so this is, and then that relationship became, went a little beyond being just professional, and it's come to semi-professional. You have also honored my book with English Be Distinguished with your review in it. I'm very, very grateful for you, to you for that. And
It, it's for me as well. It's for me as well to book which gives something to get out of the orthodox methods of understanding English more than what we learn from schools and just go through examining yourself about with a book. It's a different thing. So
yeah,
everyone should try it, and I'm happy that I reviewed it.
thank you so much. Yes, it's a book which handles, and even I, as a English confidence building coach, I try to, not handle English just as a language or just as something to get marks for, but as a life skill. So I treat it as a life skill. And for my viewers, I do know Shabazz pretty well by now. And let me introduce him. He is not just Shabazz M. He is Advocate Shabazz, and he's a public speaker, a legal mentor, an independent researcher, an article writer, and also a motivational speaker. So he is a a very valuable bundle together, rolled into one. And I am really privileged that Shabazz agreed to talk to me and talk to all of us. And let me begin by asking him to introduce himself. Let me, just ask him how else would he like to describe himself. All these credentials, yes, I just told you, but I would want him to
Well,
introduce himself as a person.
it's- well, life is short. Make sure that you explore a lot of things that which can give you better credentials, better position, and organizations as well. Uh, so I'm a person filled up with a journey of failures, with the journey of being thrown out, the journey of being neglected, not valued, or undervalued.
Oh,
And that's why everything comes up. That is where you feel that you feel obsessed and you have to come up with something new or come up with a better version of yourself. And I am happy that that happened at the very young age, so that I'm still young and I'm doing this. I think that's the best introduction that I can talk in.
wonderful, wonderful. So tell us, what's your age?
Well, no. Shadi ke liye, no,
You
no.
said you're still young, and
Somewhere close to.
would want to know what is your age
Well,
now, so that
who is this not young? Everyone is young. Everyone is young.
everyone is young.
Because
Yeah,
everyone is.
you're just a boy. So,
Well,
Shabazz,
that will be better, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. You're an
Yes,
accomplished boy, a boy with grit, and who had passion to come out of whatever was given to him and become a better version. So that's going to be an inspirational story for me and all my viewers as well. So Shabazz, where are you from?
Well,
India?
I'm from
Which
God's
part
own
of
country,
India?
India. Which part of India? That's a very good question. Kerala, God's own country. That's where I'm from.
Wow. So, and how is your environment? Do people talk in English, or what is your environment like as you grew up?
Well, it's not like see in India, whatever you studied in English medium or not in English medium, it's never like you talking English to everyone. It's
Yes.
not like that.
Yeah.
Right? Unless you're there in a kind of a metropolitan city with some new millennials. It's all the religion language that goes on. And being a Malayali, you can say that I probably speak Malayalam and I speak other languages as well. So, but that has nothing to do with English and the way how that has influenced my growth or anything as far as communication is concerned. English is a medium of language. Most people underestimate, but you should treat it as a medium of language, but use it wisely. Use it
Yeah.
wisely. When you use it wisely, it gives you a lot of wings more than what you are filled with. So I'm a person who tried these three schools from state syllabus, then CBSE, then ICSE. Nothing worked for me, but what worked for me is that training of yourself, teaching things for yourself, trying things by yourself, and getting results, talking to those people who have done it. I think that's the most important part of education or any other language for you to develop, but you never look into that aspect.
That's very interesting.
That is the aspect which life taught me within a short span of time. If you want to get over, if you want to get past all those things, get out of the circle, think different, explore things, and get value for you. Make the mark. Find, if you want to find it, you will find it for sure. So wow. Unfortunately, I found it very engaged. No, that works.
So do you think there was a disadvantage you had at any point of time with regard to communication, and then you worked on your communication? Did you have any kind of disadvantage? Because I'm sure a lot of listeners would want to identify themselves with you if they can. Everybody has a reason.
Two things, which is an advantage as well as a disadvantage. The advantage that you have is that one edge extra when you're there in a 9-to-5 job, when you're going to do a presentation, when you're there in college, handling a mic or going before a huge crowd. Everywhere, even if I'm going out of my state or everywhere, there is one thing which English can give me. As a language, it gives me more wings to communicate. In sales, when I was doing a job, it gave me one more bit.
Yes.
Right? So these are the advantages. It's easy to communicate. So everything is an advantage that I picked up, that how to say hello, how to pronounce this in the right accent, how to make a good conduct of communication. So everything is an advantage as if you start exploring. And the disadvantages that I would say it's far less as compared to what the other one. Maybe sometimes you forget the religion language, not as influenced with English. Right? The writing aspect, you may not be that fluent as compared to English when you go behind this. But as far as India is concerned, there are a lot of thousands of religion languages, and you have to be equipped with at least one. Make sure that you can read, write, and understand that. So if that's going way, you can be equipped with English for sure. But communication is more than that, right? Being a trainer, you do know that communication is more than about language. It starts from high contact. It starts from giving a handshake. It starts more than what we see in a general way. It's there in everything.
So right.
You have to explore it and understand that NLP, like neuro linguistics, that you have to understand that yes, I'm getting this thing, I'm going to give this thing. So it's a passing of information, I would say.
Oh wow, yes, and so rightly said. It gives you wings. The word wings is what everyone is looking for. Everybody wants some wings to fly high and touch the sky. And proficiency in a language, other than whatever talent you have, is an added wing. to go ahead
Yeah.
and
See,
have
in
that.
a thousand crowd, you will surely be identified if you're equipped with the skill sets.
Yes.
So what that gives you, that is what Wings is all about. That moment that helps you to fly up.
Yeah, and stand
Right?
out.
Exactly. Standing out
Get
without
noticed.
knowing yourself. Exactly. That notice. When you're giving anchoring, when you're giving this mic, being given the mic, selling hello, what is the crowd up, you share them up, you are being noted. The opportunity will knock to you, but only if you're equipped with this communication of connecting people within a short span of time, understanding their mindset. So that is what giving wins is all about. That extra bite that stands out, that you are talented or you are trained, maybe both, but this guy has something that can add value to others.
Wonderful, Shubhas. So, do you have a turning point of sorts? Can you identify a
well,
turning point?
well, there are 2, 3 turning points.
Oh,
Uh, to be very honest, no, I will not say this interview. I'll say in some other. Okay, to be very honest, after having a plan of dropping out my first college, I initially thought I should never join college. This will never work for me. I'm not good enough for education. And that turning point was me trying something different, which I had never thought for last 10 years or in my schooling, that is going for law. I never thought, I neither planned it. Then I went there, and but I couldn't stick with this management, so I did drop out. Then I went to the next college, I did drop out. Then I got transferred to the fourth college, then I finished there. So the turning point is, I chose that law works for me, but I was in a very edge of dropping that law again and again and again. But fortunately, at the last point of time, I thought I should finish this.
okay.
Which I started for last 4.5 years. I think I should finish this, and I finished it with the same batch in flying colors, not with marks, but with Viva marks, I would say. Who can score marks when he doesn't attend college? So the fact is, that is one turning point. The second turning point is I left the job, which was financially okay for me in my fourth college. So I thought that is the same moment, which I thought I'm financially strong. I should give up this up. Then the company didn't treat me well. They were looking for the sales. Didn't treat me well. So I left the job after an accident. The accident was like midnight. The day after that, I quit the job saying that I think I don't belong here. And that is one turning point. If I didn't do that, I wouldn't be here. I would still be in a verge of sales for the company, but I would never thought that I could develop myself.
Awesome.
And
That calls
then
for
the
a lot
last
of.
turning point, yes, a lot of things that you have to go through your head. That am I treated the value I should be?
Yes, exactly. And you have to decide your value and accept or not accept the treatment which is meted out to you. And take the decision. And it always has to be a calculated decision, no rash decisions. I'm sure I don't think you made rash decisions, or was it just emotional?
That was a rash decision, but that was taken in a mood where everyone was cursing, like, why are you still doing this job even after they treated you in this manner? So I almost had a Paul Walker flyover from my car, and I just flew and crashed it up. The day after that, my MD or CEO, someone calls me and say, "Can you hand over the mobile phone which you have, like from office phone?" I was like, seriously, I'm alive is a big thing, and you are asking for office phone.
Yeah.
So think the mindset they were having about the skills to finish off, and that still didn't work because I was a person who was intermediating that and trying to work the sales out. So it never works when I leave the company, right? So that's a part of communication. So after that, that is the one turning point. That was a rash decision, but I feel that I took that at right time so that I could complete everything and raise my value by myself.
Good. So you did not turn back. You just decided to move ahead with whatever decision you had taken, whether by choice.
Backing myself. Backing myself.
Yeah. So I think you need a round of applause for that decision.
No, this is not just me. There are a lot of people who has influenced me, and I'm happy that they have influenced me, to be very precise. right?
Good. Amazing, amazing. I think a lot of people will get some power within themselves to, go ahead with what they feel is right and not right, and accept what they want to. And point one,
But
you have to have the fire in the belly to move ahead beyond anything
exactly,
and everything else.
exactly.
Want to make it big,
See,
want to do well, and
this is a
on your terms.
calculation.
Yeah.
This is a calculation of to understand that you have the fire or not,
Okay. Yeah.
right? So I'm about to go to college to speak to a bunch of youngsters who are younger than me. Okay,
Mm.
so I'm going to talk to them, and
Yeah.
what I'm going to talk to them is this is what I'm going to talk to them. Why did you choose this course?
Mhm.
Is this just a part of finishing the course and getting to a job? Then you don't have that fire in the belly.
Yeah.
If you have read the complete syllabus of next 5 years, 3 years, and you have gone through and you've worked out and you have searched the textbooks and the best college, and you have prepared enough to go forward for that, and
Mm.
then study, get trained, then equip yourself professionally, then you have the fire in the belly. How many of the
Oh,
youngsters do this at 18 to 20
that's a
before
very good tip.
taking something?
Very good
They
tip
didn't do it.
for students. Yes, yes.
I didn't do this when I was doing engineering. Then I dropped. Then I did, because that's the urgency that was life. What life was taking on me. Everyone is getting married, getting settled. What are you do? You are still there in some 3, 4 colleges, not getting graduation. So this should never come to anyone. And if this is with you, you should understand that you always have a way out, but you have to, stick to a foundation that what is your way out. I was doing a lot of independent research, a lot of national, international frustrations by that time when I hated my fourth college, when I hated my third college, even when, because I was not someone who fits in the management. I used to be outside most of the time. I'm an outstanding student. So this is the extra bit that they gave me the belly. They explore to get wisdom, explore to get the mic, explore to get the opportunity, explore more than what this syllabus, more than this graduation certificates, marks is going to give you. Of course, you have to be good at that, but
Yeah.
you have to be trained at this as well.
Right.
So
Right.
try this when you are 18 to 20. You will get results before 25, I'm sure.
That's a very amazing tip. And you have actually gone through it, been there, done that, and now you're in a position to give advice to so many of our, listeners who would benefit from this. This little tip of actually going through the syllabus and actually understanding what you're going to get and why do you
So,
want
Sapnaji,
it.
the question is, why I felt to say this in the mid of communication topic is how the engineering admission was done. Is like this. I went to the college. They saw me. +2 पे कितना मार्क है, 10th पे कितना मार्क है, अच्छा इंजीनियरिंग है, क्या चाहिए, मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग, चलो डन. I'm a mechanical
Oh,
student now. I didn't even know the topic. I didn't even know what I'm going to face for the next 4 years.
okay. Is it that way?
This is the
Strange.
process most of the colleges do to get admission, just to bring the student in. They don't think, is this person equipped enough, or should the student think, not the management. The burden of things should be there light to the person who's getting the admission. I, me, a student, should think, am I supposed to go through this process? Am I equipped with that? Or can I promise myself that I can get out of this? That is where dropouts come up.
Hmm. Yeah.
You're not aware of the
That is why you
situations.
have
That is
dropouts.
where that's where communication comes up as well, right? You
Yeah.
don't know how to go through that situation and get the information out and make it successful.
Yes. Indeed.
This new age millennium is miscalculated. Not, I would say everyone, but most of them are going through a process where they seek, after 12th grade, they just join a college, maybe with for the friends, maybe for graduation, maybe because they love the college, but only a few are equipped enough to go through the process and come out successful enough with that profession, and then invest 20 to 30 years on that particular profession and make it very successful.
Awesome. So, are you a mechanical engineer now, or you were just studying that
No, no,
at
no,
that
no,
point
no.
of
I'm happy. I'm happy that I dropped
you
it in the
dropped
first year.
out? Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Then I'm an advocate now.
And how did you decide to pick up law? You said you hadn't even thought of it, but then how did you pick up law?
That was the last option. I think I should guess because at that point of time, the state entrance examination was nearing up, and I saw that on a paper, and suddenly I applied for it. Because that is the only last option that I have. Because at that point of time, every admission is filled up. Because I'm a student in some college, and every admission is getting filled up because that is academic year. That was the last opportunity for me to get out. And look what happened after 5 years. I'm an advocate now, and I'm doing it. But the fact is that maybe that I could have taken that option a bit back. But I'm happy that I went through the process how to understand engineering is not the best cup of tea that I should have.
Amazing. I just can't stop smiling with your story. Uh, so today, as I was just reading out your credentials, your introduction, you are, an independent researcher, of course, legal mentor, of course, public speaker. You're a public speaker, article writer, and motivational speaker as well. Let's talk about public speaking.
The
And
favorite
a
part.
lot of, yes, it's our favorite topic. And a lot of people are, they don't feel very comfortable with public speaking. And I know, and I've heard you a number of times before, and I would like you to give people some tips on how not to shiver in their shoes when they really need to, have a great, have
Yeah.
important communication to do, either one-to-one or, in an interview or a proposal or maybe just on the dais in front of a number of people. What would
Well,
you suggest?
It's pretty easy. When you're going to propose to a girl, of course, you will prepare it for 1,000 times. But why don't you do that in public speaking as well?
See,
It's a pass of information, right? Everything is a pass of information.
absolutely.
Everything is a pass of content from your brain to content in someone else's brain.
Yes.
So are you doing the preparation enough? That's the first part. So here
Point
how
one.
public speaking starts. Public speaking starts. Start with one-to-one. There's no course for public speaking where you go out and being given a mic to stand before 1,000 and start talking at the first day. It's not going to
No
happen.
ways. Not gonna
There's
happen.
no such course. There's no such course. There's no such shortcuts. Talk
Absolutely
one-to-one.
not.
Make sure the content that you have is reached to the next person. Try 1 to 2. Make it 4, make it 8, make it 16, make it slowly, 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 slowly. You fix the 1,000. You hit the 1,000. That's how it's done. Yes, there are some people who just went for the 1,000 and all, but they might have done this imagination, preparation, manifestation before doing it.
Yeah, see?
There are some
Imagination
born
is
leaders.
such a huge thing. Imagination has
There are
always
some
worked
born
for me.
leaders. There are some born leaders who would, like some politician who would just start up and speak before a huge crowd. Yes, they may have content or not. That's a different story. But they're equipped to speak before a crowd without having any preparations. My friend, they are born leaders who are equipped with the talent of speaking before these many people because they have the fire and the ability to speak at the right moment they want to. They have
Maybe
that
they are
intention
creative
to
with
speak.
their communication. We've seen some who are not, but they are in the position and they have to address people, and they make a fool of themselves as well. But yes, it's not everybody's cup of tea to actually go ahead and talk to people. Now, what would you define?
They have this intention. They have their intention to speak
Yes.
out at the moment they want to speak out.
Yes.
They don't think twice.
Yes, they wouldn't.
So, but in case of a person who starts, I should be a public speaker. See, this is a process. I should be a public speaker. I should learn this language. I should learn this pronunciation. I should go forward with this process and then slowly start speaking to the crowd, slowly get claps, make assignments, present the assignments, get marketing, then for product pitching, keynote, then for anchoring, MC, that is master of ceremony, then slowly going forward for big events, award functions, then slowly going up ahead being you as a host for maybe a show. So this is a small ladder process which you have to go through. But the part is, how much do you prepare for yourself? What kind of a tonality that you have? It's very important for a public speaker. How much you talk? What is the number of words that you speak in a minute? Which is very important for a public speaker.
Okay, so do you have a number in a minute that one needs to speak? Is there a fixed number?
No, I don't have a number, but I feel that you should be in a speed where you have to pass information to another.
Yeah, it is comprehensible. People can understand, listen as well as understand.
Look,
they're able to
court of
comprehend.
law, you don't get 4 to 5 minutes to explain everything in story. There has to be one precise 2-3 sentence in which explains everything.
Yeah.
So it's like relative. It's very relative. Depends on the situation which you have to go through. Depends upon the crowd. It depends upon the person who's there, the listeners. So that's a big common sense that you have to understand.
Wonderful. Yes. So they have to that. And other than these, other than preparation, what else would you suggest people to do?
Well,
they
in
say
preparation
that
itself,
they
there
are
is a
scared.
variant.
Yeah, the people are scared.
Yes.
So what do they do
In
about that?
Preparation itself, there is a variant. Well, the scary part, I have talked to this a number of times in Clubhouse as well.
Yes, I've heard it.
The best persons also have that small nervousness which you have before going for the crowd.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You should have that. But the victory is you overcome that nervousness. So I want you to start it slow, start it nice, start with one-to-one again, with taking the content right from your brain to pass that without preparing it. You just go to the preparation part, talk to the wall, talk to a chair, talk to a card, talk to a
mirror.
Prepare it. Yeah, talk to a mirror is wonderful.
I suggest talking to a mirror. Yeah. So that you can look at yourself, your hands move and your body language and all of that. You can look at yourself. This is what I suggest. Yeah.
Sure. That is a professional one. You should talk to a mirror. Maybe you can record yourself a video and understand. Do you understand you speaking yourself? That's the first question.
Do you understand yourself? Yes, as you speak. Exactly. Wonderful. Yep.
Go through a video, talk to improvise, then watch some videos, see their tonality, understand the pitch, understand how much the voice power they're using. Go through all this process, analyze it, and fix to one action. Now I want you to try, prepare this and present it before somebody else who is known to you or unknown to you. Can go either ways, but you're able to talk to a stranger and pass this information nicely and get the conversation done once, twice, maybe next more any times you need. My friend, that moment you have overcome the nervousness, because that is what the crowd is all about. Not the 10 people in the crowd is known to you, right? Unless that's going to be your family. In a public event, everyone is a stranger. So you have to be equipped to talk to a stranger and pass information and get the conversation done. Just talk about traveling, just talk about something in the market, just talk about his home, everything. Indians are pretty well in understanding their neighbors. They can talk a lot of things. Unfortunately, that has nothing to do with their daily affairs. So you slowly you get out of that comfort zone of being in a shell, talking to a person who is only known to you. That's where you slowly grew up out of the fear and nervousness, and you control it. Once you get control it, once you feel that I'm comfortable with this, make the numbers of the crowd a little changed over. That is where you start going for the larger crowd. So like I said, this is a process, but make sure that you are fortunate enough to do with strangers, because you get more confidence. More confidence, more content, more preparation is equal to a good public speaker's career.
Thank you. That's great. One more thing. I know that you have somebody working on your voice and or you are working on your voice, I would want a little tidbits on how
Well,
people can work on their voice and thereby the modulation.
well, I would say I'm not the right person to talk about that because Daniel is the person who should talk that, who's a voice doctor. Well, I don't personally have any voice doctors,
Okay.
but maybe this, the tonality that I have came out when I gone through the process of phonetics, where you are taught to and trained enough to talk how to speak and when to speak, and the pronunciation part. That aspect is being taught at that point of time, and that is that helps me still. So that bit of extra miles to the better your language really works. More than you read a newspaper, you train yourself, you talk to a person, but you still have that kind of small problems with
The
the public
fillers,
speaking.
yeah.
Exactly, the fillers are the ones that show you the difference between a professional and that is a person who's doing this for a long time.
Correct.
The two kind of fillers, one is something which comes by birth, the other one comes in by something which comes by with fear and stage fear, to be very precise.
Yes.
So the second one you have to get over with what I suggested just in a moment before.
And if one is having too many fillers, just go slowly. You get a little more chance to think and not get flustered as you speak. So you are not speaking faster than your train of thought. Never run ahead, never speak ahead of your train of thought, because then you'll get stuck. So try and remain a step behind so that
there is one training enough to understand and remember what you want to talk.
Okay. What's
like let's pick 5 words, and that should be random 5 words, and make a story out of it. I think I've suggested this in a number of times when we talk in Clubhouse as well. So I'm going to say 5 words, and I want you to remember. That's going to be lion, pen, sea, and a car, and a street light.
Sea, what was that? Third one?
Street light.
Okay, so I'm just going to write it down. Yeah. Lion, car,
pen,
yeah.
Then you can go for a road and a street light. Then you can go for a road and a street light.
And street light. Okay. So now what
so
do we do with these words?
How do you remember this content? After a few while, you have written that's fine. But after a few while, make a story out of it. Let's imagine that a lion is traveling in a car, holding a pen. The car is going, traveling through a road, and then
street light goes off.
Street light. Exactly. This is how you connect yourself with random things and follow up that for a speech to pass information.
And this is also called technique called visualization. So a lion driving a car with a pen in hand on the road, and as they drive, the street light goes off. So it is like a little film clip which is run in my head. Exactly. And I'm sure it's run for everyone else also. And when you are
the visual information sticks in the brain more than what we
yes,
about
indeed.
So, exactly.
Totally. So the visual impact on a brain is much larger and easily retrievable. So this is always a great suggestion which one must pick up, and for anything, even to learn things or remember points for the speech or just about anything, it's going to work really well. This is an amazing tip which you've given, Shabazz, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to really benefit out of it. And I would really go ahead.
No, I was about to ask you the question. No, it's easy that you know a lot of things which I'm about to speak. So the question out there I want to ask Satyaji is that do you see a smile when a person comes out of the stage after this out of the fear factor for a longer time, for a larger moment, and then get training themselves, preparing themselves, and then going for the mic and then speaking before a huge crowd, getting claps and coming out of the stage. Have you seen that smile in their face that yes, I've done it? I think that has motivated me a lot.
Yes.
To be very precise, I really want that claps. I really want those appreciations. I really want someone to remember me, even if after yeah, I remember you that you're speaking. So I want that content. That is the impact that I want to put after public speaking event.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Once you get that, what do you say, Nash, you will not leave public speaking as easy as you think.
It gives you a high. It gives you a great high. I would love to be on stage every time. And that also happens when I'm in my training session, in my coaching session. If I may be doing the same thing for maybe 2 3 batches, but one batch maybe able to take in a lot more of what I'm giving, and at the end of it, their reactions, their questions, their inquisitiveness, and their minds applying the same thing in various situations is what gives me a high. And I'm like, yes, I've done something great, and that is a high at the end of it all. You do not want unresponsive people. It's never interesting. And if you want them to be responsive, you have to be impactful. So it's from your mouth to their ear to their mind and their hearts.
Exactly. Once you go through this process, it's all fun for going before any crowd and doing the public speaking.
Absolutely. So do you have any, gender-wise suggestion, as in how to address women or men addressing women, women addressing men? Would you have any suggestions for them? Because
Well,
one has to be a little careful when you're talking to the other gender. One,
respect
when
everyone. Respect everyone who whatever is your choice.
respectful. Yes.
Respect everyone. Uh, it's like you do your thing, the thing will get back to you. So respect everyone, whoever the gender is. Respect them, greet them,
Read
and
them.
make them
Yeah.
happier.
Yeah.
Make them happy when you're on the stage. Give them voice. Most of the public speakers, I've noted them being an orator more than a communicator. That's not going to work at a larger time.
Yes. Orator is one way.
When you want to market, when you want to do the sales, when you want to add value to your customers and the clients and the audience, you should be interactive and give them voice enough to talk.
Awesome. Awesome. That's a good one. Be respectable to any gender, and read them is a great suggestion. I think everyone should be able to gauge and read how is their communication being taken, and then make changes as in when you are talking and you get the feedback. The feedback needn't be verbal. It
Very
can
important.
be in any which way. It can be just their eye expression or the rolling of their eye, or uh, they be distracted or just shrugging of their shoulders. A lot of communication comes across, and you should be able to read it and just go ahead and make suitable changes to how you are presenting yourself. And if you just feel that you've got stuck, one suggestion from my end, just ask them a question. You get their attention back,
Exactly.
and they are more involved, and thereafter they are more involved also, because we do not know when the next question will come. If you really want them to listen to you, get them involved.
Don't ask the question to hurt them enough that they're not
No,
listening,
not to hurt
not to
them.
put them in the light.
In a spot. Yeah, not to put them
Exactly.
in a spot,
Don't
but just to
do
grab
that.
their
That gives
attention.
an annoying feeling for every others.
Yes. Make it
Make
humorous,
it
make it
sweet.
light, sweet, and smile across. That actually gets a lot of things done. The warmth, the positiveness also goes across. This was a wonderful chit chat, Shabazz. It's been long in the coming, and I'm so grateful to you for having taken out time.
Well,
Uh,
I hope I have added value to being a host for this session. and wishes for you to endeavors, future endeavors, and everything that you are doing for the kids and for all these personalities and your other journey. I feel you should write more books and help a lot of people in the days to come.
Thank you so much. Yes, I'm on my way to co-author a book, two books. One is for international publication, and one is another for national publication. I'm on it. Courses are done. A lot of everything is done, and now I just need to move a little forward, a little more forward, and a little more forward every step, every day. And I'm looking forward to a lot more, interaction with you, learning from you, Shabazz. And not seen you in Clubhouse for a
Come on.
long time, I guess, but missing you out there.
Well, I'm trying to lead the life.
Lead your life. Yes, we all need to do that. So I would like to just wrap up on this nice note that it has been wonderful to have Shabazz on my first episode. He has a whole lot to offer, and we hope to have him back on successful
pleasure. My
communication stories. He did have stories, and everyone has a story, and we just need to know that everybody has gone through a journey to be where they are today. Thank you, Shabazz. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, and all the best. And thank you so much, for the time and space. Thank you. Looking forward.
Looking forward to. Bye-bye.